Hey, 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 as promised, we are here. I'm here with my girl, Nikki. And first of all, Nikki, I'd like to thank you again for
You're
being
welcome.
open to share your story. So we're going to get right into our interview. And pretty much this is like a series on becoming or women who have became, and they're just sharing their journey, maybe some obstacles or whatever it took for them to get to this moment, where they are evolving to the woman they are today. So this is what these interviews that I'm conducting with different women, that's what it's about. It's about just sharing your journey on how you became or how you are becoming a better version of yourself. So, Nikki, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. First I want to say that I'm a 55-year-old. I'm a grandmother, mother of two. I um I realized that I needed to create boundaries
Mm-hmm.
and learn how to say no. And I'm just still on my journey of self-discovery, learning me,
Mm-hmm.
becoming stronger, um, a strong Christian background. I just wanted to tell women that it's okay, to say no, to create boundaries, to recognize red flags when you see them, and you don't have to, accept anything. You are, you're strong. You can make your own choices,
Mm-hmm.
and yes.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so was there a defining moment when you realized that you were becoming a different version of yourself? Like, was there any like one particular moment or moments that you realized I'm really changing? I'm really becoming a different individual.
Yes. um, well, that would have been 2 years ago. I
Mhm.
was engaged,
Mhm.
and I got engaged on my birthday, and that and I didn't get married.
Mhm.
Things didn't work out, but
Mhm.
that was God's plan,
Mhm.
and that was my defining moment for me when I took accountability for staying too long,
Mhm.
um, seeing red flags and not
Mhm.
and saying yes when I probably should have said no.
Mhm.
Um, that's when my journey really began.
Began.
Yes.
Okay, 2 years ago.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. So before you said 2 years ago, okay, so prior to the 2 year mark, do you feel that you settled a lot?
Yes.
Meaning,
Oh,
okay,
yes. I settled. I settled
a
a
lot.
lot.
Okay, so once, because sometimes it takes, like you said, different moments for us to realize, like, wait a minute. And even though it can be heartbreaking, at the time with a relationship, it could be a relationship, a friendship,
Yes.
whatever. Some moments are necessary for us to kind of wake up to be like, oh, wait a minute. I'm definitely like, you know, what am I doing? I'm tripping or
Yes.
whatever. So that's good. You said about 2 years ago, you realized that, after, you did not go through with getting married. How do you think, let me ask you this, how do you think your life would have been if you possibly would have went through?
I think I would have been in a deep depression.
Okay. Oh.
And I just want to say this,
Mhm.
like, when we don't deal with traumas from childhood and different issues we may have from other relationships and stuff,
Mhm.
that is a part of us, a part of our being. And so that may have you accepting something that may not be good for you because you feel like, oh, I'm 40, I'm 50, and this is my chance to get married, and you may want to be getting married, and in your mind, and
Right.
God talks to you and
Right.
speaks to you. He whispers to you and tells
Uh-huh.
you little things. You
Uh-huh.
see things, but you overlook it. But I just say, never overlook anything. Address it and speak up. Speak up for yourself, and you can say no and just create boundaries.
Yes, boundaries are
Boundaries are very important
important, very
because if you
important.
don't, someone will walk all over top of you, pass you, through you, step on you. Yes.
Yes. So, what did you have to let go in order to become who you are today? What did you have to let go? I mean, we know part of it, but go
Yeah.
ahead. What did you? have to let go? Was it different people? Was it different environments? Like, was it even like sabotaging thoughts? What did you have to let go to become the person you are today?
The biggest thing I had to let go was being mad at myself.
Mhm.
I was very angry at myself because, I'm like, I should have done things differently. I was embarrassed.
Mhm.
Um, but once I got out of my own way and I did get therapy,
Mhm.
I promote therapy.
Mhm.
Go
Mhm.
get therapy. Mental
Mhm.
health is some serious business.
Mhm.
Um, and that is the acceptance and learning that the lessons were just my journey to the blessings in my life,
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm just thankful for the journey. I'm thankful for,
Mhm.
having, grandkids that helped me a lot of my healing
Mhm.
and the therapy. And
Mhm.
I had church mothers
Mhm.
and people just
Praying.
praying for me,
How important
praying
is
over
prayer?
me. Yes, prayer is number one in my life. Yes, yes,
Prayer is extremely
yes.
important, and like she said, we're going to circle back to that therapy thing, because even as Christian women, prayer is extremely important. However, like she said, the key is there's nothing wrong with going to get therapy, to
Mm-hmm.
talk to somebody, talk out, traumas, because a lot of times we skip over that. We think that sometimes, as being in the church or being raised in the church, that we just want to pray it off of you or pray you through it or whatever. And not saying that prayer don't work, because I'm a firm
Yes.
believer that prayer does work, but God gives us common sense and wisdom too, that we could go seek professional help, because like you said, you need to unpack, why am I constantly accepting less than what I am,
Yes.
or ignoring red flags, or what is it in me? And sometimes you need a professional to
Yes.
help you unpack that.
Can I
Go ahead.
piggyback off of that?
Sure.
Discernment. That's God's gift
Mhm.
to you.
Mhm.
That little inner voice that tells you, listen,
Mhm.
listen to it. It's not going to steer you wrong.
Mhm.
And journal and write and,
Mhm.
keep a prayer journal.
Mhm.
Write.
Mhm.
It helps.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because I know sometimes too, even with therapy, when you went to therapy, did your first therapist, did that work for you? Because sometimes it takes more than one time
First
finding.
one.
First
Yeah.
one, oh yeah, that was
She
great.
was
That was
she was
great.
good.
Yeah, because I know when I was in therapy, um, I had to go through a couple,
Okay.
because sometimes you got to
Yeah,
find your
you gotta
match.
find your
You got to
match.
find
Yes.
your match. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely promote therapy on your becoming journey, becoming a better version of yourself. Sometimes you definitely have to seek more than one therapist. Like the first person might not, and don't get discouraged
Yeah.
if the first one don't work. Don't be like, well, I don't need it or whatever. No, you keep going until you find the right therapist that's compatible, for you at the time, Um, what beliefs about yourself have you had to unlearn?
That I was weak.
Mhm.
I believe I'm a strong woman now.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
um, I don't have to agree. I don't have to say yes when I want to say no.
That's a big one.
Let's see what else. Just that you're always going to be evolving. It's always going to be something.
Mhm.
But if you have a strong faith,
Mhm.
if you just put your priorities in order and just you know
Mhm.
keep a level head, it's not the end of the world. you
Right.
know it will pass, like my grandmother always said, this too shall
Shall
pass.
pass.
And you'll look back and be like, whew,
Mhm.
I dodged the bullet there. I dodged the
Right. No, sometimes you do have
you
to look at
know
it like, I
but
dodged the bullet.
yeah. So, and I believe that your path is already set out for
I
you,
believe
and
that
what's for
too.
you is for you.
I believe that too. That your story is already
Yes.
written. So, um, what values guide your decisions today? Like, what values that you have guide the decisions that you make versus what you used to make?
I value integrity,
Mm-hmm.
morals. Let me see what else. just honesty, being honesty.
and honest with yourself will
Yes,
be more so.
yes,
Like you said, we have to, that's a value that I would say uh previously you might didn't, you might have overlooked
yes,
for yourself.
yep,
Honesty. Because
yeah,
for real, you got to be honest with
yeah.
yourself first before you can be honest with anybody else, because you want to constantly believe that, sometimes as women we live in delusion. I'm
Oh
gonna say
yeah,
that we live in
well,
delusion.
yes,
So I would say a value to, that can be something that you definitely use for good decision making now is honesty. Let me be honest with myself. Because a lot of times with women, we kind of know what's
oh
going to
yeah,
work and not work. And like
we
you said
definitely know.
earlier, you said
Hmm.
we ignore red flags. You
Hmm.
ignore the red flags. I'm just gonna put. And you said another thing, like we start to feel like, oh, I'm too old. Time is not on my side. So you have to be honest with yourself first. Like, yeah,
And
let's.
have your your list of non-negotiables.
No, for real.
Yeah. um, I mean, yeah,
No,
seriously.
for real.
Yeah.
No, for real. You have to have and literally when we say that, well, when I'm speaking on it, like you really have to write them down
Yeah,
sometimes.
because people will love. I mean, they will love bomb you like a mug,
Mhm.
and before you know it, you're head over heels, and you done disregarded all those boundaries, all those non-negotiables, because it's if it's too good to be true, it usually is.
It's too good to be true. No,
Just
that's a
saying.
fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Sometimes if it's too good to be true, and this is not by any means like the bash men or
No.
anything like this. This is part of women becoming a better version of themselves, meaning because there are definitely good men out there.
Yes.
You just got to find the one that's for you. You know what I'm saying? But in order even for that to kind of work or transpire, you have to know yourself. You have to be healed, whole, and
Yes.
know, like you said, your non-negotiables. You have to and stand on business about it.
Oh, now when you're saying healed and whole, that's a
Mhm.
good one.
Mhm.
Okay, so I would say this: when you're going into another situation, or relationship, or a marriage, or something, please make sure you're healed and whole, because if you broken and going into something like that,
Mhm.
it's not
Mhm.
going to be good,
Mhm.
And if you both are, and you coming from, I say, do not come right from another relationship. For me, I would say,
Oh,
don't come from another relationship unless you done the work,
right.
and then jump right into another relationship, because it's usually not going to work, because
Right.
you're going to bring them feelings, emotions, or whatever you went through from that other relationship into the next one. And if you didn't do the work from the prior one, you've taken all that into, which you're going to take some baggage, but
Right.
like you got to do some work on yourself.
You
Take a
do.
year or two
Right.
and work on yourself for real,
Some-
because it's like you out here ruining people's lives, like damaging people, and when
and that's men and
and people
women.
getting hurt,
Right.
and that's not cool,
Right. And it's
you
men
know.
and women. Like,
And I don't think anybody intentionally wants to hurt. Everybody wants to be loved,
right.
but people do get hurt.
Right. Right. And like you said, the best thing to do out of leaving one relationship is, and
Oh
like
yeah,
you said, everybody want to be
yeah,
loved, so that's why we kind of sometimes don't allow ourselves that time to heal our, and to shake off what
yeah,
has hurt us maybe from the previous relationship or whatever. We just oh, because sometimes I think an old belief of some people, they'll say the way to get over a man is to get a new man.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a lie.
It is.
That's a lie for real.
Mm-hmm.
No, you need to take time for yourself. Reflect on what part did I play, and hold yourself accountable. Like what part did I play? Because it's two sides to every
Yes.
story. You know what I'm saying? And when you really sit and reflect on after the fact, you be like, okay, I did play this part, because
Oh yeah.
had I
Yeah.
been more responsible, in certain areas of the
Yeah.
relationship, you know, maybe it wouldn't even have got this far to the point that,
Oh yeah.
you
Definitely.
know, so
And take your time. If it's moving fast, slow it down. Pump your brakes.
right.
Um, and do thorough investigation like the FBI. I'm
Yeah,
serious.
you definitely
Hmm.
do have
Get your
to.
FBI skills on point. Cause yeah.
Yeah, you do. And these are just pointers,
Hmm.
for dating in general. Like you really do have to do your research on people.
Yes.
Um What are you most proud of becoming? Like in your journey, what are you most proud about with yourself?
I'm proud of my healing.
Mhm.
I still have a lot of goals that I want
Mhm.
to accomplish and crush, and I'm
Mhm.
working on them. But the healing part
Okay.
and just being of sound mind and surviving what I went
Right.
through
Right.
because it was, whew, yeah, it was heavy. But
Um.
I mean, I look at me now and I'm like, whew, my glow back. But
mm,
yeah, we'll
mm,
do something.
right.
Hmm.
Let me ask you this question. If you could speak to your younger self, what would you tell her?
If I could speak to my younger self, I would
Mhm.
say, slow down, love yourself, know that things that hurt you do not define you.
Mhm.
Um, learn the lesson and get through it and get to the blessing part. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's good. That's real good. That's real good. And what does joy look like for you today? What does joy look like for you
Oh, my
today?
grandbabies,
Mhm.
joy.
Mhm.
Just waking up every day, being alive, and being able to get another chance to try it one more time.
One more time.
Um,
Mhm.
I find joy in my church family,
Mhm.
going to
Okay.
church,
Right.
praising God.
Right.
Those are the things that bring me joy, and just being able to
Mhm.
be of same mind and being able to get up and walk every day and still being able to enjoy the things that I like to do. Yeah, they
Right.
bring me joy.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's awesome. Well, I don't have too many more questions to ask. I definitely appreciate you. Like I said, being what made you even want to just, you know,
What?
what made you just say I don't mind sharing
Oh, I did.
because
I
that's not
I
every day people really want to, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But you
That's
just
me
started with
coming out of my comfort zone. To be honest with you,
okay.
because when I before you probably would ask me, I've been like, no,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
I was so like in I don't know,
Mhm.
it did something to me that made me just like want to close everybody off. But
Mhm.
I'm in a
Mhm.
different space in my life,
Mhm.
so I don't mind telling
Mhm.
my story if I can
Mhm.
help somebody else
Right.
on their journey,
Right. And I was about to say, I think that
And I'm comfortable, and I've
right,
grown.
right,
So yeah,
right. And I think that's part of becoming too. Once you are at a certain um space or stage in your healing, it's you're able to freely open up.
it's
You know
at
what I'm
peace.
saying? It's because you're at peace
Mhm.
with it.
Yeah.
Because I know I've been through traumatic things
Yeah.
in my life,
Yeah.
and at one point I could never talk about it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because I know if I start talking, I would cry,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I knew
So
I
for
would.
me to be able
Mhm.
to do this today and not cry, I
Uh-huh.
know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
about to say. For the most part, when you heal, you could talk about something without crying.
Mhm.
I felt like that's when I knew that I was healing from, childhood traumas and things of that nature. When I was able to, talk about it without getting choked up or
Yeah.
crying or
Yeah.
whatever, I realized that, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
That's
much
that's growth.
healed. And
Yes.
it's still,
And it feels good.
like you
It feels
said,
good.
going back to childhood traumas,
Mhm.
that childhood traumas can take a very, very,
Mhm.
very, very
That's
long
continued
time.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
continue work to heal from. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's not like somebody could say, "Dad, you still stuck on that or whatever." No, it could be a process depending on your trauma, depending on how long, depending on it's a lot of factors that determine how long it takes you to heal, and that could be with any devastating matter in your life overall. You get to set the tone for when you're healed. You know
Yes,
what I'm
you
saying?
do.
You can't let people put
You
you in
have
a
control
box
of
to
that.
say right
Yeah.
to say, well, you still tripping over him, or you
Yeah.
still whatever. Everybody has their own time. Everybody has their own time to heal and things of that nature.
And I also
Mhm.
say that also what will help you is self help groups. I started signing up for anything and everything I could find,
That's good.
and
That's
I'm
good.
I'm a part of a lot of different
Mhm.
organizations or self-help. I found a lot of stuff through social media.
Really?
And I mean, don't be afraid to meet new people.
That's
I
right.
met so many, and I'm talking about these people prayed for me
That's
and
awesome.
looked out for me, and that was a part of my
Right.
healing journey too.
Right.
And I went on retreat. Listen, sign up for retreats. Do
Come
everything,
on.
whatever it is to help
Yes.
you. And yes,
Those are some good ideas, though, like you said.
and I'm still doing it.
Right. Because I think a lot of times, depending on where you are at in your healing journey, you will close yourself off. You're like, I don't want to be bothered with nobody.
I did that in the beginning.
Right. I don't want nobody to know. Like you said, you weren't embarrassed that. Like, I don't want nobody to know what I went through with him, and you just become very closed off. And I believe that's just the trick of the enemy, like you said, not to be able to heal. Because what they say, you can't heal what you don't expose or what you don't confront. You can't heal. But when you begin to open up, and become transparent and just say, and like I said, before we even started the interview, I said you share to your comfortability level. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not for an embarrassing moment. When any woman is sharing their becoming journey, it's to their comfort level, whatever they want to share. Because like I said, healing is a process. And you got to be sensitive to people's journey. So I really appreciate you being transparent, being bold enough to just
thank you for asking me, because I mean, I'm glad that I did it.
Yeah, because I'm sure, like I said, like I told you previously, even if it changes one person's life or just inspires somebody to get on a journey, because that's the thing that we don't realize too. Everybody's not on a journey. Some people still stuck. They sitting right there. They paralyzed. They don't. I'm just gonna lay in this hurt, and laying in the hurt,
can't do it.
It's not helping you.
No,
it's not helping you. So, as Nikki said, just a few minutes ago, if you are a woman and you are watching this and you seem to be stuck in hurt, or not even trying to confront any type of trauma you have experienced, like you just heard her say, you got to kind of open up. You got to put yourself out there. Sign up for, what did you say?
Self-help groups. What is it? The self-help groups. I brought retreats. I brought self-help books. I did it all, whatever worked. And I listened to a lot of self-help podcasts. I did everything that I could try to figure out to do to help myself, along with the therapy.
Right. And those things really did help you, because it got you. And not saying that you aren't completing, like your journey is complete. You're still in a process, but those are the things that got you to this point. And that's the point of these conversations, for women to bring awareness to, like, the steps of their journey. Because like I said, a lot of times we see the end result of women. You know what I'm saying? But I want to know, like, the details. What exactly did you do? And it's something just as simple, and it's not simple because that's her journey, but I'm saying simple as signing up for retreats, signing up for self-help groups. Those are practical things that women can, do to help themselves along in their journey. You know what I'm saying? All we see is at the end, oh, I'm this healed whole person. You be like, well, how did you get there? That's what I want to bring awareness to. How did you get to this point? And you share some very valuable information. You have to put yourself, in a position to get healed. And that's seeking out different resources to help you along, on top of therapy, you know what I'm saying, and prayer. So, I feel like those were some very good practical steps.
I also would like to say, get out of the house, get moving. Even just if you go walking. Walking is therapy. Walking is my therapy too.
Yeah.
Go walk, get out the house. Go. Even if you got to go out by yourself, take yourself out to dinner. Get yourself out. Go fix yourself up, get cute, and take yourself right on out to dinner on a solo date.
Yeah, because this one right here, y'all, if you don't know, she stay on the move. When I say she stay, every time I'm like, Nikki, where you going now? She stay on. When I say stay on the move, she don't let no grass grow under her feet. And I really feel like that is what can accelerate your healing as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you're moving. You're moving. You're not staying stagnant. You're not sitting in a dark room with the
Mm-mm.
curtains closed and things of that nature. I think that's will accelerate your healing because
It will.
you definitely get it out.
Yeah.
As the youngest say, you for the streets. She ain't for the streets in that way.
No.
She ain't for the streets in that way. But I'm saying she be outside. Let's
Yeah.
say that
Be
she
outside.
definitely be outside. And I
Especially
just
in the summer. In the winter, I might be in, but summertime, I'm
right. I told Nikki I'm gonna be outside with her this summer. I'm gonna be outside,
outside.
okay? Because
And
it's
yeah, and
therapeutic.
just go to. It's always free events.
Mm-hmm.
Get out the house.
Yep. Yep. So are there any last words you would like to say to anybody watching that may be going through?
I just would like to say, sisters, if you're going through something, it's not the ending, it's the beginning of a new chapter in your life. And like my sister said here, it's the new chapter to you becoming to who God intended for who you are supposed to be. And just keep loving you
Mm-hmm.
and don't give up. And keep striving, and keep growing, and keep glowing.
Right. Well,
Mhm.
that's awesome. Well, thank you again for your time. And if you're watching, or anyone that wants to also share their story on becoming or how they became a better version of themselves, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would love to hear your story. And the world would like to hear your story as well. So again, thank you guys for watching. And until the next time, have a good one.